Namo Vitragai.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam. Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajrayanam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Namo Loye Savasam. Namo Loye Savasam.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Savvapa Vapkanasano. Mangalanam cha Savesim.
Mangalam cha Savesim. Mangalam cha Savesim.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
How is everybody today?
Good.
Good. Okay, let's do the homework before we move on to another topic. Anybody knows the homework? Anybody? That's you remember your homework?
We had to do the Surya Namaskar and identify the taste in the food we eat.
Good. Did you?
I did the identify the taste in your food.
Oh, you
I couldn't do
did?
the other. Yeah, I couldn't do the Surya Namaskar because I was very busy. I had tests last week.
Okay. So
I had to study.
what one thing you ate and what one thing you tasted in there?
Last night I ate a potato and cauliflower no shak. So in that I tasted the spice because my mom added the red chili in it. It was a bit, it had salt in it because you have to put salt in it to make it taste nice.
So
And
what taste was missing? In what was it? It was bataka and what other shak?
cauliflower.
Cauliflower. Okay. So what other taste was missing in that?
It was turu, I think.
Okay. Good job. How about Patsy?
I did the taste homework. I didn't do the Surya Namaskar because I had to leave very early to go to school, and I had lots of homework when I came back.
Did you do Surya Namaskar? Because you were supposed to send, you missed your homework.
Yeah, I missed my homework. Sorry for that.
Deepakanandji.
I do for myself. Bad. I'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
Going
Herschel.
on in my mind, but I just forgot.
Herschel.
Yeah. So I didn't do Surya Namaskar, but I identified the taste. Yesterday I ate dal dhokli and it was sweet, and it's my favorite dish.
Which one? What did you eat?
Dal dhokli.
Dal dhokli. And what? You had all the 6 days in that?
No. I had a sour taste of lemon, sweet of sugar and theplaka, that thing. Sour and sweet. It was not spicy. It was not astringent.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. How about Shia?
Yesterday I
Undiu.
Yeah, yesterday we ate undiu, and it was like sweet and spicy. and it had salt and marchu and I think sugar.
Okay. You know what Indian were missing? Okay, Deepakanji will tell you. How about Yashvi?
I ate the same thing. We ate together.
Oh, you all to date together. Okay.
Yeah.
Dhruvi, Kush.
Yesterday we ate khichdi. That was spicy and had too much herder in it.
What was khichdi made of? Magdar or tuver dal? Was it yellow
We don't
or
know.
green? Okay, so you had some good taste of
Yellow.
sour taste in that. Okay, Deepakanji?
Jai Sachidanand. See, one thing what is important is if you are asked, you will just recall and say that it had salt or it had so and so, it was spicy and so. What is important regarding this life science? Because we are living science. The reason we have body that acts and we have the inner soul that knows. It has power to know. And our goal is to live consciously, live with total mindfulness. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
See, whichever food you eat, pizza, pasta, whatever, vegetable, soup, whatever you eat, all foodstuffs have these 6 tastes in it. One of them or more could be missing. It's like if you don't put any stuff that is bitter, then you will not have that bitter taste. It's like some people, they don't like sweet in foodstuff. They will eat something sweet separately, but in the normal vegetable, they don't like to be sweetened. So there is no factor of sugar or jaggery in it, but they will eat sweet separately. So in the regular foodstuff, you will not find sweet taste. Although all these foodstuff have a quantity or a factor of sweetness in it. The reason is, carbohydrate, carbs, what you say, it is basically sweet. So sweet is nothing but carbohydrate. So any foodstuff we eat, if you are not sweetened it separately, extra, then that taste will not be conspicuous. It will not be easily known. But the idea is, whatever you eat, it has or it is made of these 6 states only. If you say, I don't like rotli, but you say, I like pizza. Now, pizza is made of wheat, and rotli is made of wheat. So, anyway, you're going to eat wheat, and it has the stuff like proteins, carbohydrate, so and so. So, our interest or our focus should be, because this eating is a very important activity of our life and living. Without food, we cannot survive. And just by eating, you should be able to know what you are eating or what you have eaten. It's like, it's not only just eating and tasting, but even seeing and scenting. Because at times, our scent, the nose is not very sensitive, then and even our sight. Like, I'll tell you today, I just checked Rotlo, which was kept in a box, and I opened after almost like 2 days. You know what was the most surprising thing? Fungus had grown in the Rotlo. It was quite conspicuous. Anybody can see that fungus. But when it just starts to grow, unless you are vigilant, you won't know that the fungus has already grown. When it grows a lot, then it becomes very conspicuous. You can see it very easily. So the idea is, what you eat, you must see it properly, you should scent it properly, because if it is not good, what it means, if it is stale, then a funny scent would come. Even if it is stale, then a funny taste would come. So our body is very important. Just imagine, I tell you, I just give you an example. People who have thyroid problem, do you know that? Thyroid, do you know thyroid? That is a gland in our throat. And if it does, if it does, I mean, if it overacts, I think so people become fat. They just put on weight. And if it is less, if its secretion is less, then you feel tired. Like at the end of the day, you have no strength to move. You have a feeling of fatigue. So typically, that is the problem with thyroid. Now, if you see the medication of thyroid, they say they give you thyroxine, just to understand. You know what is the quantity? The quantity is like 50 microgram, and it is to be taken on empty stomach. Imagine that stuff, thyroxine, 50 microgram, and it does the job. It corrects your requirement of the body. So what we are trying to say, the food we eat, even slightest quantity of something which is inappropriate, incorrect, can affect your body. Like how this very small quantity of thyroxine, microgram, 50 microgram, just imagine, and it does its job. So our body is sensitive to that microgram level of chemical that is put into our body. So when we are conscious and mindful about what we are eating, so when we are eating, if you are watching television or you are looking at your phone, then imagine you're not looking at the food. You're not looking at what you are eating. And maybe because your focus is on watching and maybe listening, you don't know what is being tasted. So, like it is said that take a break when you're eating, spend good time enjoying your food. Maybe it will take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour maximum. But then it will really do wonders when it goes into your body. If it is tasted, seen, and scented correctly. So that is the goal. What you tell afterwards, I think so. It had salt in it. It had sweetness in it. Yeah, it was chili also. Yes, but what is important is you feel that taste is important. Okay, so
Okay.
it is like you have to be mindful. You can tell, but what is important, you feel that while you are eating. That is important. Okay. Jai Sachin.
Okay. Everybody has a concept of what's a microgram? Anybody? Okay, then homework for you. Check out what's a microgram.
What is my? These medical students will have to find out. They will know it.
Okay. There's a normal, then there's a micro.
You can check with milligram, gram, milligram, microgram. So it will be very good.
Okay, very good. Now there's one homework still remaining. What was that? Anybody?
To know that what Dada Bhagwan said as which is the best food.
Okay, so who talked to their parents? Only one? Okay, Harshal.
They just said that eating balanced diet.
Yeah, but
My parents
what?
told me like that.
Dadaji had specifically
Rotli,
said.
shaak, dal, bhat. They told me like rotli, shaak, dal, bhat. That's it.
Now, Dadaji said, rotli shak, bhat, dal is ideal food for us. Okay, so please remember that in the future. So don't eat too much pizza, don't eat too much pasta. But you can always eat some all the time, but dal, bhat, chak, rotli is our step, is Dadaji said was the best one. Okay, good. Okay, we'll move on to the Deepakanji. Now we have our 8th code of conduct. We did the 7th. Now 8. Who remember what the 8th code of conduct is? Harsha?
Gujarati માં ચાલશે.
બધા ગુજરાતી છે એટલે પછી somebody in the English would say Shia or Yashvi. Okay, ગુજરાતીમાં બોલો.
હે દાદા ભગવાન મને કોઈ પણ દેહધારી જીવાત્માનું પ્રત્યક્ષ અગર પરોક્ષ જીવંત અગર મૃત્યુ પામેલાનું કોઈનોએ કિંચિત માત્ર પણ અવર્ણવાદ અપરાધ અવિનય ન કરાય ન કરાવાય તે કરતા પ્રત્યે ન અનુમોદાય એવી પરમ શક્તિ આપો.
Very good. Who wants to do English? Okay, Yashvi. Unmute karje, please. Yashvi.
Can you hear? Dearest Dada Bhagwan, can give me infinite inner strength not to nor cause anyone to nor encourage anyone to criticize, offend, or insult any being, be they present or not, living or dead.
Okay, Deepakanandji.
Yeah. Now, it is a very common thing. You will see that when two individuals they spend time together, then it is very common that they talk of the third person. Is that so? Do you ever talk like that?
Yes, yes.
Very common. Very common.
Yeah, Deepakanandji, only Harshal, but other people don't talk. Shia, when you two people get together, you talk about third person?
Yeah, like talk about other people.
Well, then Deepakanji has a question, so everybody said yes, yes, yeah. How about you, Yashvi?
Talk about teacher, talk about parents, other friends.
Let's see. Itesmi,
Yes.
Kush. Okay, so Deepakanji, everybody.
See, one thing, you know what Dada has said about all individuals? We all are tops. TOPS. What does that mean?
That's it.
Yeah, see?
Does he mean like the spinning top? Or
Yes, spinning tops. So how does the top spins? The way it is wound and you throw, that how it spins. So we are also like tops. We were wound with that thread, and now we are in the nature that we are spinning. So nobody can say how our top will move. But while it is spinning, we can be watchful, we can be mindful. And when you are mindful, you have choice of correction from inside. Outside, you may try, but what is important is inner correction. Does that make some sense? Any sense?
Yes.
The reason many times I want to do certain thing, I don't want to do certain thing, but I just happen to do that thing. Does that happen with you guys?
Yes.
Doing, activity, action. Secondly, I don't want to say certain thing, I want to say certain thing, but when I want to say certain thing, I'm unable to say. I don't want to say certain thing, but I just blow it out. Do you all experience that too? Third
Yes.
thing,
Yes.
third thing,
Yes.
I want to think positively. I don't want to think negative, but I experience that many times I get negative thoughts. I want positive thoughts to come, but they don't come. I don't get negative thoughts, but I don't have positive thoughts also. So, what does this mean? That our mind, speech, body, it just happens. But while it is happening, what is what is the role I have to play in the scheme of Mother Nature? We are part of the nature. Circumstances make us do, make us speak, make us think. But when we have, say, for example, 9 diamonds in our mind as prayer, as our conviction, as our decision, as our resolution of life, then you will be able to decide yes or no. Should I do? Should I support? Or should I not? A very gross example is you're walking and all of a sudden you encounter a wall. What is your immediate reaction or immediate response, I will say?
That's it.
to stop and turn around.
Immediately you stop. Certain time you're trying to walk, but you see, hey, Kushali is there in your way, and you stop because you just didn't happen to see her, or she just pops in. Now, what is that? I will say that particular response or positive response that you stop on the spot. So it is like our senses are working, and we encounter, you come to see that, oh, Kushali is there in the way, so you stop and you avoid dashing with her or hurting her, and maybe you also can get hurt. You also can get hurt. So this is what we are saying, that whatever we happen to do, we say we do, but it happens. But when we are mindful, when we are conscious about what we are doing, what is being spoken, and what is being taught, then you can channelize that. And here, what that this 8th column says, it is very common on our part that we talk less positive about others and more negative about others. Yes or no? This is very common. And you may be talking, but when you're conscious, you're mindful about what are you talking about, who you are talking about, then that mindfulness and this code of conduct, number 8, will make you vigilant and watchful about what you say, what you do, and what you think about others who are not present or who are not alive. There are many people who are dead, who are not alive, but we still talk negative about them. If you're talking positive about them, it is always better. But most of the time we talk negative. And when we talk negative, our vibrations, they grow. They go and reach the person. And the person is impartial, truly, because it reaches the inner God and it swirls around and come back to us. Like if you hit the ball on a wall, it rebounds back on you. That is why it is said the world is like echo. Whatever you say, you are going to get it back. You know, one picture was sent in our communication. If you have seen it, if you remember that, uh, did you see that? I'll send it again. The world is like echo. Whatever you say, whatever you do, it comes back to you.
Yeah, it had a photo like mountain, a person standing on a mountain and telling, "I am bad," so it coming, "I am bad." Good, good.
Exactly. So these things, it's like we, by seeing, by listening, by reading, we are making ourselves vigilant, we are making ourselves conscious, we are making ourselves mindful about what we do. The reason, whatever I do, I am responsible. Because it's like, let's say, you want to become doctor. So if you're going to study hard, it's going to pay you back. You will become a good doctor. But you want to become a doctor. But if you're not studying well, you're not studying hard, what is it going to happen? Can you become a doctor? I give you an example. Don't uh, take it otherwise. Otherwise, what I mean, don't take it negatively. For example, I mean, what had happened, I just recall the year 1995. Uh, we were in Los Angeles, and the Los Angeles satsang group, we had many kids at that time, and they were in 10, 11, and 12. So anyone you ask, then they were talking big, and I'll say like out of let's say 25, 15, almost 15, 12 to 15 of them claimed and they wanted to become doctor. And they took blessings also. But then when it came to reality, the commitment of becoming a doctor, working for being a doctor, the level of education, the studies, the amount of time you have to spend, the seriousness you need. I know of those 15 or 10 to 15 guys who raised their hand, who took blessing, I remember 2 of them became doctors. The rest, after 6 months, after 1 year, they changed. I'm not saying they were wrong, but whenever you say something, you follow your words, be sincere, be serious, then only you will achieve what you want to achieve. Don't get, what do you say, under peer pressure. Don't go like just to show off that, you want to become a doctor and all that stuff. It's not important. Whatever you do, you excel, you go on the top, you are best in that field. Because in every field, people want perfection. And you can become perfect in any field, in any sport, in, in any field you can say. So the idea is the 8th code of conduct is very important when we are talking about others, when we are doing what we do, what we say, and what we think. So here it says that when you have when you are praying and contemplating on this code of conduct, then it is making you aware that whenever you end up talking or thinking or doing something negative about someone who is not present or who is not alive, then it will tinkle a bell inside, hey, you're doing something wrong. And remember, as we are doing with the junior forum, your inner Dada is watching you. So, and it is also cautioning you, don't do that. So you can stop. And if you stop, you will avoid the dashing with the wall or dashing with individual. Okay? Jai Sachidanand.
I said, "Hey, Deepakanandji, you said Inner Dada is watching you. What, Hitasri, what does that mean?
I think
We
so.
all have Dada Bhagwan inside us.
Yeah.
So you must respect the other person because every other person also has Dada Bhagwan inside them. Whether they are like a different religion or not, we should always see them as there's a Dada Bhagwan inside them. So every time you do an action, the Dada Bhagwan inside you is looking at you and like
Okay.
you kind of try to avoid it because you want to be a good person yourself.
Yeah,
Par excellent, not just good person. What is par excellent?
Like Dada
It is,
Bhagwan.
okay, good. This is par excellent.
Arihant, you know what he meant when he said that? Dada Bhagwan is watching you?
No.
Mox?
Does it mean like he's like watching everything you do, like about whether we like being mean to someone or like saying something positive? Like he's always watching over you?
Deepakanandji?
Yeah, just imagine. I have a mirror mounted on all the walls around me in this room, all walls. Whether I am conscious about the mirror or not, the mirror is illuminating me. Yes or no? So it is like
Yes.
it doesn't have power to speak. Like the inner Dada, he doesn't have power to speak. We have power to speak. But in its speechless communication, through its power of knowing, it can see us what we are doing. Because it can illumine. The power of soul is to illumine activities of our body, of our speech, and of our thoughts. That's why we say that inner Dada is watching us. And if we are not mindful about what we are doing, what we are saying, or what we are thinking, then all those negativities is going to reflect back on us. And it is going to hurt us. And we don't want to get hurt. You all want to get hurt? No, definitely not. No one wants to get hurt. That's natural with every living being. So when we are conscious and mindful, that mindfulness is also by virtue of that inner Dada Bhagwan. And also one more thing, what Hitasvi has said, it is not important which religion you follow. That power, that inner knowing power is there in every living being, irrespective of what religion you follow, which God you follow. Does that make any sense? Yeah.
Yes.
See, religion is man-made belief, but the fact is universal, irrespective of what religion you follow. You have a body, a machine that acts, that makes noise, and that thinks. Like how you have a microchip, our mind is like that. And you have knowing power through the soul which is there within us, by virtue of which we are living. So Can you say this computer is Hindu and this computer is Muslim? No, but this computer is Jew and this computer is Christian. Can anybody say that? No. So every human body, every living body, I will say. But why we will talk about humans? Because it is only humans who have fully developed mind and fully developed intellect, by virtue of which you can know this life science and make the best and become a perfect individual, par excellent, good for you and good for everyone. Because with that living example, you will be a great guide to so many people. But the biggest advantage what you get is you are the first person who gets benefited. Okay?
Okay?
So we say that inner God is watching you, inner Dada is watching you, inner Krishna is watching you, inner Christ is watching you, like that.
Okay? Now, Yashvi, when you eat, what do you pray?
Can you repeat that?
Hmm?
When I eat, what'd you say after that?
When you're eating, before you're eating, what do you pray?
To not say anything bad about the food and to just eat it because like at least we're getting something and to not hurt like the food. So don't say anything bad about it.
Shia, what do you pray?
I'm thankful that I have food because a lot of people don't, and then I pray that that like I'm gonna eat it no matter like how it tastes.
Okay. Kush, what do you pray?
Can you repeat?
Hmm?
Repeat.
ખાતા પહેલા શું pray કરો છો?
Oh, I say the sent no column.
I can't remember. Okay, શું કહ્યું? I don't know.
I say the sent no column.
Which sixth,
Okay, you said,
seventh column?
Yes.
okay,
The one
Harshal.
about food.
Okay. Harshal?
I recite three mantra and say seventh code of conduct.
Okay. Yatsi?
Three mantra and a prayer my papa taught me. I'm not too sure whether or not it's linked to the seven coder. Three mantra and a prayer my papa taught me. I'm not sure whether or not it links to the seventh code of conduct, but I think it does.
Okay, very good. Now, this is all prayer is good. But in the end, you should always say, Yashvi is eating, Dada Bhagwan in me is watching. Okay, now this goes for everything. Yashvi is going to study, Dada Bhagwan is inside, is watching. Itasvi. Itasvi is going to play basketball and Dada Bhagwan is going to watching me. Okay, make this as a regular chore and you'll be really effective. Okay, thank you.
Just one thing, give me half a minute.
Yeah.
Just half a minute, quickly. You know, in the world, the way we say that the inner Dada Bhagwan is watching whatever I do, they say, whatever I do, my mom is watching me. And how do you like that?
What is this?
So you can also say that. Because when mom is around, then you're always good boy, good kid. Thank you.
Yes, very good. So please practice that because it will help you in reinforcing the 9 code of conducts all the time, because then you, like Deepakanandji said, you'll be mindful and you'll stop doing something you don't want to really do. So homework, what is milli, micro, all that stuff, and be conscious about when two people met. What did you talk about the third person, positive or negative, with whom? Teacher, friend, parents. Okay? That's homework. Please note it down. Okay? Any questions? That's it.
Yeah, Hetzi has.
Can you put the homework on the group chat, please?
On the what?
Yeah.
Can you put the homework on the group chat, please?
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay. Let's do Timothy Deepakanandji.
Namo Vitragai.
No, Vitra, guy.
Namo Arihantanam. Namo Siddhanam.
Namo
Namo Ayariyanam. Namo Vasayanam. Namo Loe Sawa Sahunam. Eso Panchanamukaro. Savapa Vappanasanam.
Vappanasano.
Mangalanam cha Savesim.
Mangaladam cha Savesim.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. See you next week.
Jai Satchidanand. Bye.